Hello and welcome back to Breeze GIS. Today we have a short video going over how to create a grid inside of Quantum GIS. Now I have pulled up here just a simple base map of Texas, and what we're going to be doing today is learning how to put a grid over this base map. So anytime you want to create any type of grid overlay for whatever map you're working on top of, you have the option of creating a new grid layer from the vector layer category up here at the top. So once you go to the vector and you press create grid, it's going to pull up this menu for create grid. Now you have a lot of different options. So first, if you want to create a standard grid with lines, you want to change the grid type to line, although you can do point, rectangle, diamond, and hexagon grids. For the grid extent, this is up to you. It can be up to the canvas extent. You can draw on the canvas, or what I'm going to do today is just be using one of my layers to determine the extent of the grid, the Texas layer that I have up. Next, you want to determine your spacing, and the spacing is the cell size within the grid that you will have, and you can do this based on whatever distance you want to use. For Texas, I'm going to use miles, and I'm going to do about 50 miles horizontal and vertical spacing. Create my grid, and you can also do horizontal and vertical overlays, although I'm not going to do anything with that for now. So, and you can also change your CRS, and you can also save the grid to a file if you would like, but I'm just going to create a temporary layer since this is a tutorial. Once you do all that, you're ready to create your grid layer, and you can press the run button. Once you do that, the grid should pop up just like this. So depending on your cell size, I did about 50 miles for Texas, and so this is what my cell size ended up looking like. And of course, you can go into the symbology and you can change all of the colors, the stroke width, you can change opacity, what type of stroke style you want. You can do dotted lines, you can do dashed lines, whatever you would like for your grid. Let's say I wanted to create smaller grid sizes, what I would do, smaller cell sizes in my grid. What I would do is I could do line, I could do grid extent Texas again. I want to make sure I got Texas there. Yep, I got Texas there. And then maybe this time I'll try 25 miles instead of 50 to see what that looks like. So I'm going to go into the spacing, change both to 25, change it to miles, make sure that's consistent, leave everything else the same, and then I'm going to go down and press run. There we go, it should be created, and let's see what it's got. Okay, so now this time it looks like my cell sizes are a little smaller. So depending on the cell size you would like to have, you could change the spacing for vertical and horizontal, depending on whatever your preference is. But that is how you create a grid inside of Quantum GIS. You can make any kind of grid overlay you would like, depending on your preference and what you're using the grid for. But that is how you access, and that is how you use to create a grid inside of Quantum GIS. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time on Breeze GIS. Thank you, and bye.